talk about nerds, a bi-weekly, always geeky podcast about all things nerd. My name is Sindre, and with me I have my magically gifted friend Åvar.
Hello.
And my younger edition, the jockiest of nerds, Kenneth.
G'day, g'day.
This podcast is a product of Nords and Nerds, a media group where we stream D&D on Monday, Magic the Gathering on Tuesdays, and Warhammer on Wednesdays every week. Today's episode is sponsored by Victory Point, your local hobby store in Bryne, Norway. Victory Point is a large gaming area where the communities and in-store play are the number one priority.
Victory Point, the starting point of your victories.
And we are back. It's been a 1 week hiatus. Hiatus. We had to skip our last podcast due to technical difficulties and some issues planning.
Well, less planning.
Scheduling,
Well, mostly just technical difficulties.
Yeah. So we are finally back. How have you guys been for the last, it's a month now since the last time we actually recorded a podcast?
Yes, actually, it's been that long. Damn.
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly, my ass. No, I'm good, mostly. Haven't done anything truly new. I sharpened a couple of knives for a friend recently.
Is that all you've done for a month?
Well, I haven't really done anything super interesting as such since last month. I've played Magic the Gathering. I've played a little bit of board games.
Haven't you guys started a new computer game? Group with,
yes, actually. Yeah. I think it's just Rising, but it has V in the logo. So yeah, V Rising. It's a vampire game. Diablo-ish. So isometric, top-down kind of.
Hack and slash,
yeah. You play as a vampire and you can gain bonuses by absorbing the blood of random mobs, which have varying potency of blood power to give you. And you have special powers. You can learn to turn into a frog, for example, or a wolf, or a bear. And other stuff, or a grandma, which I like. It's a good game. Probably not gonna play it for more than a couple of weeks more when Benjamin tires of it.
Yeah, sounds interesting, but it sounds like a game where you play for the fun of playing with people.
Exactly, it's very much a multiplayer game for me. It's not like Minecraft where you can play it indefinitely alone.
Because Benjamin recommended me to try the game as well. And at first I was like, I don't want a new game right now. But then I saw it was Stunlock Studios who makes the game. And it's actually one of my favorite publishers.
Oh.
Because they've made one of my most played games.
Let me guess. Smite?
No.
No,
that's Hi-Res.
Yeah, Hi-Res.
No, they made Bloodline Champions.
Oh.
Bloodline Champions?
Yeah. It's an kind of old game now. Never really exploded. It was quite a small game, but it's one of the best PvP games I've ever played. And then they revamped it. It's a Swedish studio, I believe. And revamped it into Borderline. No, I can't remember what it's called.
Borderlands.
No, but anyways, so they made a lot of my favorite games. So I had to try it because I love their PvP style, and I'm a PvP player, I guess.
Yeah, because me and Benjamin and a couple of others, we only play PvE.
Yeah,
because in PvP it's very much a question of higher level players can just stomp on you if they want to.
Yeah,
so it's a little bit like.
Battle Right, by the way, that's the other one.
Oh, Battle Right.
But after playing for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, it was just gathering and building like every other boring gathering building game. So I just figured out, nah.
Oh, so you did try it?
Yeah, I played for 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
So
it's to a certain degree, it's mindless fun in the same way that Minecraft or Rust and stuff like that is mindless, because you just go, I need stones to build this wall, and when I have the wall I can go up there. Yay.
Yeah.
So it's this mindless stuff you do after work, mostly.
Yeah, because I was expecting like a class-based PvP system
Yeah.
on top of that. And when there was not that, it was just like, nah.
Yeah. This sounds pretty fun for me.
Yeah. For me, I was expecting... so you have different classes of the creatures, essentially, that give different bonuses. One is the rogue, one is the brute, one is the warrior, one is creature, one is scholar, I believe. And they give different bonuses. For example, creature gives you increased movement speed if you have X amount of % of that blood. But I was expecting it to be like, if you've killed 100 wolves, you get increased movement speed. So you can stack the bonuses, but you can't do that. So I was somewhat disappointed because I like being OP.
Yeah, of course.
When I put in the work, I want to be OP, but that's not how this game works.
I was kind of surprised that you said that you hadn't done anything interesting or anything in particular, because...
Well, we had the pre-release last week.
There was a pre-release this weekend.
Yeah, but I don't consider that like... When we went to Vandermaticon, that was exceptional. That was out of the ordinary. A pre-release is somewhat normal. To be fair, it is a D&D pre-release, and it was a commander draft, which I quite enjoyed, but I did hear some people not enjoying it as much. They would have preferred sealed, but it doesn't quite work when you're trying to play commander sealed, because you don't get sufficient stuff to play. So
what was this set?
It was Dungeons and Dragons
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, but it was
something Baldur's Gate.
Heroes of Baldur's Gate.
Cool.
Something like that.
I would have loved to join this pre-release.
Yes, but you didn't have time.
No.
The set is quite nice. The creatures plentiful. Lots of legendary, so lots of creatures you can play as commander. And a couple of new planeswalkers you can play as commander, which is always nice.
Battle for Baldur's Gate.
Battle for Baldur's Gate.
Cool. I like the Baldur's Gate setting, not the Battle for Baldur's Gate setting, but
the Baldur's Gate setting is usually very good.
Yeah,
mostly. I haven't played that much, but I have played the newest PC game. It is not finished yet, which is my big issue with it mostly. But it is well made because it's the same people that made Divinity 2.
Larian. No, not Larian. That's Raid Shadow Legends. I mean Larian.
Something like that. But Divinity 2, which is, I would argue, the closest thing, except Baldur's Gate 3 now, that you can play that's almost D&D.
Yeah.
Now it's Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
I haven't played those at all.
It's not really your type of game. It's mostly like single player. You could also play a few friends, but it's...
You can play in Divinity 2, you can play up to 4 people together.
It's a type of...
No, that was Warhammer Vermintide. Never mind.
It's heavily story-based role-playing games.
It's a story-based role-playing game that's turn-based.
Yeah.
And action-based. In Baldur's Gate 3, it's essentially the same mechanic to a certain degree. But they have implemented dice rolling, which essentially you do have it in Divinity as well, but not in the same way.
Yeah.
You do get the dice rolled on the screen and it's like, yes, natural 20. So it's like satisfying.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Very satisfying.
So this weaves pretty well into our main theme for the night, but we're getting back to that later.
No.
Which is interesting. That comes up randomly.
Indeed.
It hasn't,
How about you, Kenneth, for the last month?
I've tried V-Rising for 2-3 hours.
Didn't like it.
It was meh. If I played with a group, it could be fun, but I never have spare time when
I've started to see the end of the game, so I know what you mean.
And I've finished watching Moon Knight season 1.
What did you think?
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of confusing a lot of times, but
really,
like not confusing, just making me second guess my opinions, so second guess my takes on it.
Oh, okay.
So like I feel like I understand what's happening, and then they do something. Oh no, it's this way instead. Oh, okay, cool. Oh no, wait, it's like this. Okay, cool. So that's pretty cool. And I've watched. I've actually done a lot. I watched.
Did you see the post-credit scene for Moon Knight?
Yeah.
I think it was post-credit.
Yes, post-credit.
I had to check because everyone always nags me about post-credit.
And did you like that post-credit?
I can't remember what it was right now.
Damn it.
It was the
Shh, spoilers.
Cap guy. I don't care about spoilers anymore. That show's like 4 months old now.
Yeah. I think I
It's only a
remember
month
this.
for many people.
If I say 3,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, then I saw it.
And the
And
fact that it's sort of sprinkled throughout the entire show,
Yeah.
that there is
Yeah.
more.
Mm.
and I watch every episode that's come out of Obi-Wan. And that's,
Oh, yeah, shit.
And
There's
Obi.
more of that. I forgot about that.
yeah. And we're recording on a Thursday right now, so I watched
Thursday.
this week's episode as well.
Oh, I haven't seen
But-
it yet.
Very important. Have you finished watching The Batman?
No.
No.
I have not done that. And I can't find I've been close to doing it, but I can't like really bother, to be honest. And I've started watching Black Mirror.
Oh, that
And
one,
that's
yes.
pretty darn cool.
Mm.
I really, really freaking enjoy it.
If you like that, you should watch Love, Death and Robots.
Oh, I've tried to force myself to see that.
What?
And it's like,
It's wonderful.
it just every time I go on to Netflix and like the trailer comes up,
Yeah.
it just really puts me off. I don't
Why?
know. It's just, the whole thing of it just really no.
What? You have seen Love, Death and Robots. What? I'm so mad at both of you. What the fuck?
If I find the time,
Yeah,
I
damn
will
it.
probably try and watch it. That's probably before I finish Batman. Okay. And that's about it. Oh wait, back onto the Commander draft.
Yes.
Because I'm actually one of those who did not enjoy that format.
Mm.
Drafting a 60-card commander on a pre-release, it was like almost every deck was bad, and even the deck who managed some synergies were like bad synergy-wise.
Yeah.
So the games were slow and tedious and just annoying.
I played on Saturday and I played on Sunday. I had one game on each of those days where others had 2. And on the Saturday, I conceded because I was bloody well tired of the game.
Mm.
Because nothing happened.
Was it two-headed on Sunday or?
No, it was
No,
Commander
it was
draft.
on the draft. So for 4-player.
It was fun format to try.
Yes.
Not something that I would be hyped about doing a lot more.
Mm.
But if it comes out like if they do it this way like once every third year, I'll be happy.
The only proper commander draft I enjoy actually so far is Brandon Sanderson's Commander Cube, which is essentially what we have one local guy that has the same cube mostly. And that is really fun.
Yeah, it is. And I was more expecting it like those
I was
lines.
expecting more along that line.
Yeah.
But according to one of my friend's statements, you had the choice between taking the rares / mythics or the expensive / good cards versus something that actually worked in your deck.
Yeah.
So it was like, meh.
Sure. But as I said, even though those who actually went for a full-on synergy didn't get that good of a synergy, so it was like...
because it's random cards from X amount of booster packs, so you end up with a mishmash of things that don't quite work.
Yeah, and it was like for me as well on Saturday, I did not get a single viable commander before the third pack. I could have gone for 2 faceless, but that's like... So I didn't get a viable commander before pack 3, so I had to like pick open from every color, just trying to pick things that could work. And then on pack 3, when I got the commander, I had to take that commander and play that commander. So it's just like, the decks were like, meh.
Yeah. I would have preferred to have 3 colors because then I could have possibly made something that actually functioned.
Yeah.
But instead I ended up with a white creature, which is a Githyanki. It is Githyanki, which are the good aligned ones. Yeah. Plus a red background. So I think it was an artisan Githyanki. So it functioned, but nothing happened. So it's like,
Sure. So I do prefer Seal as well when it comes to pre-releases, but I do like myself some cube draft.
Yeah,
or a good
the cube draft is, at least the cube that I have tried is very nice.
Yeah.
Because you get actually fun cards and you get powerful stuff. So you can kill someone in the game.
Indeed, and it's also made easy to like get a synergized deck. It actually works towards one thing.
Yeah. And you, Sindre?
I've been trying to get my apartment ready for selling. That's basically my last month. It's been a lot of work.
Packed everything, or in the
most
process?
Things. So we've moved most of what we own to a small storage thing right next to Victory Point.
That one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so it's closer to our new home when we eventually move in September.
Yes.
So currently our apartment is very empty. We still have the TV and the fridge. And I just today put up my computer again because I need to have my computer up.
But you have a laptop, so.
Yeah, I have a laptop, a work laptop, and my desktop computer.
Oh, you have.
So I have PCs, but I need PCs. PCs are my life. So I've actually been using my computer more this last month than probably the last 6 months combined. Because I've started playing some games again, computer games.
What?
So I've been playing a lot of Satisfactory.
Oh, Satisfactory is very fun.
Which is very satisfactory.
It is very satisfactory. But I got annoyed when they updated half a year ago, I think, because it required a resource that we didn't have in the pre-update. So we essentially just had to reset everything because nothing functioned anymore. So it's like, God damn it.
Do you have any experience with this game?
Satisfactory?
Yeah.
No, I never played it.
No, so it's like a resource gathering game with automation. So you're trying to gather all different resources like iron, copper, coal, and stuff like that to make a factory that produces other things by combining these.
It's a resource gathering and then build up to automation and organization.
It sounds...
I think you would maybe enjoy it.
It sounds incredible boring.
Yeah, it's not Kenneth's kind of game. It's very my kind of game. I played a lot of Factorio.
I didn't play Factorio.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy Satisfactory.
Yeah, but the problem with Satisfactory is that it's still in the beta phase.
Yeah.
Like every game?
Yeah.
No, but it's been in beta phase for 3 years?
Like every game?
I don't think it's been that long already.
I think it is.
Oh.
Because I played it before Corona.
Yeah, it's been 3 years now. Damn.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there are huge updates coming out relatively regularly, and when you then build something like this, it breaks sometimes. That's why people go and come back all the time.
Yeah, because I think I remember now because we got a huge update and we had built bases around the map. Well, around the map. We had built stuff around the map some places. And then when we had the update and went in to try and continue, everything was radioactive for some reason. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm going to die. No!
Yeah, it's with the swamp update or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Because the thing is that you gather resources, but you have a finite amount of resources where you set up your base. So you have to go to another location farther away to gather resources, and then you have to transport the resources between your locations on a big open world. Which for you sounds boring. For me, it's like...
It's very satisfactory.
I put on an audiobook and I just build, gather, run around.
I should maybe start playing that again. No, I need to do other things.
Yeah.
I shouldn't start playing anything again.
That's the problem. If you start, it's just a lot of playing.
Yeah.
But that also means that I've been able to listen to a lot of audiobooks. I've listened to a lot of audiobooks this last month, especially because I've also been running and training and all that a lot again. I'm getting ready for the Trolljegerprøve out in Sandnes. It's going to be heavy.
Yes. I have a friend that's tried that a couple of times and I've seen pictures. It doesn't look nice.
It looks
I think
fun.
I shall not do it.
I was supposed to be an obstacle on that once.
Because you're so fat.
Yeah, an obstacle. No, when I played American football, we were gonna.
You were gonna block people.
We were gonna suit up and stand there and block people.
I would have enjoyed that. I think.
Yeah.
Just stand there and be big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And try to stand with like big pillows.
So it's
Yeah,
between 8 and 10 kilometer race with obstacles.
Mm.
So I need to do a lot of running.
I ran 10 kilometers once, and that was in the military. I was so tired, and I was so angry at everyone around me. I'm never going to repeat it.
I've done it a few times. I did it last year in April, but it was on accident. Because
What?
I was running 5Ks a day. And basically 5K, I ran 5Ks 3 times a week.
Wow.
And on one of my 5Ks, I lost my water bottle.
So you had to run
So I had to go
back.
back. So I just started jogging backwards on my
Uh,
trail, and I found my water bottle at exactly the midpoint. So I ended up doing a 10K when I planned for a 5.
Why not?
Why not?
I don't run.
And that just told me that I have to speed up my 5Ks. Because if you can run a 5K after you finished a 5K and you plan to run a 5K, you ran too slowly.
Yes. You have not exerted yourself sufficiently.
No. But yeah, I've been reading a lot of audiobooks. I'm currently reading Expeditionary Force. Have you heard of that?
Is it
No.
reading when you're...
It's
No,
reading. Yeah.
he's listening to.
Yeah. I would also say it's listening to.
It's reading.
No.
No, because reading is an activity.
Reading is the action of absorbing information from a written object.
I am by proxy.
You're listening to someone reading something.
Yep.
So you're listening to
I'm
something.
reading by proxy.
No.
You're listening. Okay. Yeah, but that's cool.
Anyway, yeah, I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks.
Yes.
Thank you.
And most recently, Expeditionary Force. I'm on book 9 now. It's an amazing series
Okay.
about... So the Earth suddenly gets invaded by aliens
Mm-hmm.
that look like hamsters.
Okay.
It's a pretty funny book as well, but it's not mainly funny.
So
So-
the planet is invaded by Minsk and his pets.
Basically.
I took that joke as well.
Nice.
And then this one guy accidentally almost is able to capture one of the hamsters.
Mm-hmm.
They have a much better technology than we do.
Yeah, obviously.
And capture him, and he's kind of big, so they put him inside the back of a van.
Mm-hmm.
And the van has this Barney figure on the front, which is an ongoing joke throughout the books.
Yes.
But then after some time, he gets shipped out of world to fight these hamsters because they get saved by another race.
Mm-hmm.
And on this planet that he ends up on fighting these people, he finds a small beer can, almost like this.
Mm-hmm.
And that beer can turns out to be an ancient AI,
My God, this sounds so freaking awful.
which then sort of works with humans to do things in the universe, which just
This sounds so
hilarity
slap.
ensues.
This sounds so slapdash.
Oh, it's fantastic.
This sounds like the fever dream of someone that just like had a very bad dinner and then just like hamsters.
There's a very interesting sort
AI
of
beer can.
science fiction military style book.
It might be better actually reading it,
Yeah,
but the synopsis you gave us was very much a bad Hollywood movie.
Yeah, it sounds terrible. It is fantastic.
And the
Which,
bear can just stood up and attacked the monsters.
No, the bear can doesn't move or anything.
The bear
It's
can
a computer.
stood there and did
You
nothing.
know what an AI is.
But it does
Yes.
produce... no, I'm not going to say too much.
Yeah,
It's
don't-
a series with, I think, 12 or 13 books now.
What was it called?
Expeditionary Force.
The series.
And it also has a spin-off series called Maverick.
Well, it doesn't really matter if you spoil anything or not, because based on the way you described it, I don't think there's many.
Probably me either.
Read it
It's good.
afterwards.
It's good.
And I prefer fantasy. So
I mostly read fantasy, but I have some sci-fi series I read as well. Mostly because people have told me about them and told me to try.
I read a lot as well.
No.
Yeah, I do.
What?
Do you know what I like to read?
Warhammer rules, they don't count.
No, sports articles.
That is reading, but it's not particularly nerdy.
Well, it's sports nerdy.
Other than that, I haven't
but
really
yes,
had much time to be nerdy.
no, because moving.
Yeah.
Which is very understandable.
Yeah, it should calm down now for a while, I think, but we'll see.
I
Because
even
you're
have-
moving in 1.5 months.
I'm moving in September. That's
Okay, so 2.5
almost 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months almost.
I even have some parts of your apartment in my car.
Yep.
Hmm.
He helped me move out here, and we forgot some of the things in his car.
Huh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, so Mr. Kenneth.
Yes.
You
Yes,
have
sir.
a bad review for us?
Oh, yes, I do. This is going to be fun.
This time I'm actually going to get it. I'm
Probably
kind of
not.
embarrassed that I didn't get Hancock last time.
Well,
I really like that movie.
at the end, I knew what movie it was, but I didn't remember the name. And you just...
Same.
it was something about penis. And it's like, Sindre, why?
Okay, ready?
No.
So this is a review about a movie.
Okay.
I'll give you that much. Okay. Yeah, so I'll receive many glares at this review, but I can only be honest with my opinion here. Having watched this movie and upon ending, seeing hundreds of people around me applaud, it left me in total bemusement. Perhaps I was over-expecting for this movie, but besides the really well-made CGI, I was left in utter disappointment. I mean, how can we as movie lovers and somewhat part-time critics actually completely ignore that this movie was not well made? I get that we all love this massive franchise, as well as having been so attached to its characters for so many years. But to say that the movie was brilliant is absolutely misguided to the fact that the acting was one of the worst I've ever seen by any movie ever made. Not only that, but there was little to no thought at all put behind the fight scenes. Did we all watch the same movie, or am I missing something? Surely fight choreography could have been taken seriously. Having spent loads of money on CGI, why not add a little diversity to the battles? Whoever swung a sword first would defeat his opponent. 0 blocking, 0 shields used. Why did any of them have shields anyways? Scenes were rushed in and rushed out. The rookie match was so badly played by someone who can barely act. Please rewatch the movie and look at his facial expressions or even his acting skills, for goodness sakes. This disappoints me because it was like, okay, we're going into this movie and we're just going to love it because it's this franchise and we've been waiting for this all our lives. Give me a break. The potential this movie had for so much more is crazy, and yet we all turn a blind eye to what matters most about movie spectacle, all because we're thinking emotionally. Sorry, but I enjoy watching a well-made movie, and this movie was far from well made. # sorry, not sorry.
I would say Avengers Endgame.
I would say no.
So you said franchise, and according to his writing, waited all their lives. So it's something old or something that has been going on for some time. So Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No. You can ask me questions as well, and I will answer.
I was thinking Star Wars for a long time. But the shields...
But they don't use shields.
No, that's what changed everything for me.
Swords
which is why I said Avengers Endgame, because they have the Wakanda soldiers.
Swords and shields are a massive hint in this one.
Yeah, because I was also thinking 300, but that's not a franchise as such.
Major franchise like Lord of the Rings, but it's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
just
No
the 3
Lord of the
movies.
Rings?
No.
Hobbit?
No. I can say that the franchise they're referring to is a game franchise.
World of Warcraft.
Well, no, it's not World of Warcraft.
Oh, no, sorry. Warcraft.
Yeah,
Warcraft
movie.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
wasn't a good movie.
I thought it was pretty good.
No.
I liked it.
No. It was bad. It was bad.
It had so much potential.
Oh, yes.
That's what he said.
Yeah,
he said.
I
So much
agree with
potential.
this.
He's correct.
on a
So
lot
good
of
CGI, but such a
no,
bad
the
movie.
CGI isn't even that fantastic.
I'd say the
Like,
CGI
the
killed
main-
it. The acting wasn't that bad.
The acting
story was
wasn't
bad.
horrible, but it could have been better.
Yeah.
The story is established, so you don't really need to change anything, really. But I think it would have succeeded more as a series because there is too much lore to cram into one movie.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing I have about this movie. That is too much in too little time.
And for my part, the CGI is not that fantastic. For example, I was hugely disappointed by the actor for the orc lady. I don't remember her name. Essentially a human with big teeth and green skin.
Yeah.
It's like, there's more there. What the hell is going on?
Yeah. That's sort of the sexualization of even
Yeah.
things that shouldn't look that way.
Yeah.
It's a different species. Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
are differences. Please show them.
Yeah.
It's like if you put if one of the characters was a dwarf lady, it would be an actress. Just that's it. Not like squat like dwarves are. They are wide. She would just be a woman.
Have you seen the released images for the Lord of the Rings show with the dwarves?
No.
Isn't that all
Is my issue valid?
I think so, but it's hard
God
to tell
damn
from images.
Isn't that all
Yes.
about the female dwarves not having beards or something like that?
Yeah, that's one thing.
That's one thing, because female dwarves in Lord of the Rings do have beards.
Yeah.
And also they are somewhat squat like their male counterparts. But the male counterparts so far in movies haven't been that squat. It's the armor that makes them look wider. But they are, in the Hobbit movies, they are depicted as somewhat wider than a ordinary human would be. But they are also depicted as being fairly shorter, which they are. So if they don't do that in the Lord of the Rings series, I will be massively disappointed, because the franchise is too established to mess with that at this point.
They are going to remove the beards, but I don't know about the heights and width. But I'm very worried about the width.
Yes, I am as well. And if they remove the beards from the ladies, I will be...
I think that's
I'm going to specify,
fine.
that is not a fetish for me. That is not why I'm arguing for this. But we
Yes,
have
it is.
an image of Gimli's wife, I believe it is. Because we are shown like a pocket watch picture of her, I believe. And she had a beard, I believe.
I don't remember. I just remember the throwaway comments in the movie.
Yes, I remember those as well. But I think there is an image either in the Lord of the Rings series or the Hobbit series. I think there is an image.
Yeah, there is in a pocket watch, and she does have a sideburn / mustache.
Yeah. Not a full-on beard, but she has facial hair.
But
So
I'm thinking,
it is established. Not every woman probably has one or has facial hair, or they shave it. I don't know, but if none of the female dwarves have facial hair, that's kind of bad.
yeah, that's
in a
what
way.
I'm hoping for, that it's just the one that they released has shaved for style.
It's very possible.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'll hold my criticism until we get the series. But be warned, if we review Lord of the Ring, what's the series called?
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power, and there are no female dwarves with beards, I will be a little bit annoyed.
Åvar's PP will be sad.
No. Your PP will be sad, I'll punch you.
So we were talking about Kenneth's most favorite type of games. Story-based RPGs.
Yeah, for sure. I love me some story.
You
Give
do
me
not,
more stories.
You do not play games for story.
I do not. Not
You
at all.
play games for gameplay.
If they're
Well, not
Just-
gameplay as such, but PvP gameplay.
just to put it easy, like frankly, if there's a game I play and there's some story parts where you cannot skip,
Mm.
I'm alt F4ing that self gun. Fuck that.
You are so weak.
Okay, Åvar, how do you stand on story?
Story is... It's not essential for a game to be good. but I do enjoy story in my games. So some of my favorite games are Elder Scrolls Oblivion, for example. It's a very story-driven game, but the gameplay is also excellent. It could just as easily be a sci-fi game. The gameplay would still be excellent. The story would be different. So for me, it's more a question of balance.
Yeah.
So I do enjoy, like Kenneth, I do enjoy like League of Legends and Smite and stuff like that, but I do also enjoy Oblivion and not so much point and click. That's a little bit too little interaction in the game for me.
Yeah, like puzzle games.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I did also play. I did play the Vinci Room, I think it's called. It's essentially a room in 3 dimensions that you can move around an object in the center that is essentially a puzzle box. So when you click these 3 points, a separate part pops out that you can then interact with, and then remember. So it's not so much story, but it is exceptionally gameplay based.
Yeah, so Oblivion, that's a very good example of a game with story where you can do as Kenneth wants to. You can skip almost everything.
Yeah.
Except for in the start when you have like a cutscene kind of story part.
Yeah, there's a start and a finish one.
Yeah.
Which you cannot skip as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
But everything else you can skip.
But I remember for both Oblivion and Skyrim, you can download a mod that lets you start by skipping.
Yeah.
So that's kind of things that people like Kenneth would do. How about you? Would you ever sort of, the first time you played Oblivion, did you listen to everything that the NPCs said? Did you read every story part?
More or less. But if it was like, oh, please help me, I've been robbed, and it's like, okay, I'll murder everyone. It's fine. Yeah, shut up.
Yeah.
But other than that, yes, I mostly read everything and listened to everything.
So sort of when there is story in a game where you can skip it, you're sort of like, you're playing the role. So if you have someone you don't really want to listen to because
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, then you skip it. But if it's interesting story, then you always listen and go by it.
There's a game I've actually listened to the story as well in. Only one though.
Smite
2. No. Portal 1, Portal 2.
Oh, yes, but
they force you.
That is another different example of excellent gameplay and story, actually.
Yeah, that's fused very well because you're always playing, you're always doing your actions while the story sort of playing in the background, which really makes it easy to sort of enjoy the story while also not stopping the gameplay.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that made the game annoying. Other than that, the game was amazing, but if you just take away all the blah, blah, blah around you.
But Kenneth, very important question.
Yeah.
Did you think the cake was real?
That's some story-related question to Portal. Okay,
Portal 2.
And
okay.
Yes, no.
So, Sindre, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If the cake is a lie and cheese is good, what is cheesecake?
Good.
It's a good lie.
Yes! You got it.
Good potato.
Yes. But yeah, Portal is not the epitome, but it's a very shining example of linear story-based or story-infused gameplay-heavy game.
I wouldn't say story-based.
No, yeah, that's why it's game story-infused.
Yeah, you can ignore the entire story.
Yeah, you can turn the audio off.
You can't skip it.
No.
It's always in the background.
But it is an excellent game.
Yeah, and it's a very good way of doing storytelling, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really interact with anything. You're not waiting for anything. You're not talking to anything. It's just, it's talking to you.
Yes.
That's basically the book I talked about, by the way. AI.
But yeah, that's Portal 2 and 1.
Yeah.
And for my part, when I played Portal 1 and Portal 2, I think, when I was being spoken to, I usually stopped and listened. Because it was interesting listening to GLaDOS.
Sort of, for me, it depends on the situation. I like to just run around and listen, but that's because I'm so used to audiobooks while I'm playing games. So sort of what I'm doing on the screen and what's happening in my ears doesn't really need to correlate.
Yeah, same to a degree.
Yeah.
But for me, it was such it was such a new concept of a game at the time that I enjoyed just listening to what the story was.
I played Diablo 3 with someone who's pretty like Kenneth, who enjoys gameplay, hack and slash, play, fight, kill, but doesn't like story and doesn't like sort of the exploration and story aspect of games. So it was like, you have a mission, you're going to B. And she was A to B.
And you went
and for me, that's
A,
that's
4,
not
5 set, B.
Yeah, that's not how you play Diablo. If you play Diablo, you go into the map and you go, I haven't explored here.
Yeah.
And there, and there, and there, and there, and there.
I agree until you've run through it twice. And then it's like, we need to go that way. We're going there now. I had the same issue with a friend of mine. I've played all the Borderlands games. And my friend didn't. He hadn't. I'd played them a couple of times, actually. So it's like, oh, you can play it with me. And I started playing it, and we dropped in at the beginning of each of, the first of the games, Borderlands 1. No, the pre-sequel, actually, because that's story-wise the first one. So we dropped in, and I'm like, I need to go that way. And he's like, where did you go? And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I'm looking at this poster on the wall. Come on! God damn it! We need stuff is happening. Come on!
That's the worst thing when you if you play an MMO with someone like that. When I play MMO, my goal is just to get to top level and get to the end game content as fast as possible. And if you play with someone or try to level up with someone who wants to do everything Sindre, you're just like, it's so annoying because you level away from them straight away. They're like level 10 when you're 35. You cannot do anything.
Probably if you find a game that's story based and multiplayer, you can contact me instead of Kenneth. We can probably play it together.
So let's just talk about MMOs and story. Because I've played a lot of different MMOs, and they all have a story element. Lineage 2, World of Warcraft, EverQuest. Every quest, every NPC, everyone has a story, but it's never. I don't feel like story.
It's very rarely new.
Yeah, and story also doesn't really give anything back in MMOs. It doesn't really add anything to the game. I think an MMO doesn't really need that aspect much, except for I remember playing Star Wars, the MMO,
The Old Republic.
That game had a lot of good story, but the problem was that it went like talking to this guy, and then story based, I'm supposed to talk to this guy 10 seconds later, but it probably went a week in game before I actually walked from that to that guy because something to kill.
Yeah,
and that's sort of like, what's this story? I don't remember. Oh yeah, that's the one NPC I talked to like 20 hours ago in game. And that really ruins the whole sort of story part of MMOs for me. And that's also why I don't really like MMOs.
For me, I fell off MMOs and probably never going to play it again. At least as far as I'm aware. I'm not, because all of them are essentially the same. Essentially. Because all the quests are, you need to kill X of this or collect X of that. If it's not, then it's a main story quest, meaning the first quest you get when you get to an area, or the last one when you leave it. And those are relevant, but everything else is essentially collect shit for me. Come on.
I need 10 spider silk for my pants.
Or I need 10 crystals for this hover bike I'm making.
Please, you uber powerful guy who just came into town, can you go kill spiders for me?
I agree when it comes to leveling in MMO, but that's not where MMOs try to differ. It's on the end game PvE and PvP content where they try to differ.
But you know what? I don't play that shit because that's boring. Do you know why? Because that's grinding.
Yeah, but that's what MMOs are about.
It
the
is.
end game content.
It's senseless grinding for better gear to grind even more.
I don't necessarily hate that. I like that part in games like Diablo, for example, where I'm just playing for myself and I'm grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding in the end. I think that's fun. It's mindless fun. But in MMOs, it's not mindless fun because you have a billion different things you need to think about, and you need to think about these other 29 guys who's fighting with you.
Yeah, because I got max level at some point in World of Warcraft, and I ran a raid with someone. One of them was my friend, so we sat on Skype, I think. And I was playing a paladin, and I had tanky gear, and I was trying to build healing gear. And I saw, that's an item I need for my healing set. Need roll. For those that have played World of Warcraft, if you push the need instead of greed, you have a higher probability of actually getting the item. So I got the item, and I chatted with my friend on Skype, continued playing for 2 minutes maybe, and then I got suddenly kicked. And I was like, what the hell? And my friend was like, what? Did you read chat? No, I'm talking to you. Why would I read chat? And they had, apparently, according to them, I had ninja'd the equipment because someone else wanted it as well.
What does ninja mean?
So in World of Warcraft specifically, you had need or greed. Greed was lower priority because you wanted it for money. And if you ninja'd something, it meant you took the item without needing it for upgrading your equipment, essentially. So you took it for greed, for money, but you pressed need without actually needing it, which is bad form, bad manners in World of Warcraft. So I got kicked for something I didn't do because I did need it, because I didn't pay attention to chat, because I prefer talking to people.
So do you guys know if World of Warcraft still has shared loot, or... Because I feel like most modern MMOs have individual loot.
Yes, I believe at least the more modern ones, as you said. But I think the World of Warcraft still has shared loot.
The thing about World of Warcraft as well, and these kind of MMO games, I think that you could technically just cut the level 1 to 60 content, just remove the story-based shit, and then put people in there at their sort of end game stage, which a lot of these games do. If you pay like an extra for premium, you get an instantly leveled character with basic gear.
For the hardcore players, the ones that play it still and haven't quit ever, almost, the 1 to max level is irrelevant.
Yeah, and for new players, it's basically just a
prolonged tutorial,
3 months tutorial, and it's
to get to play with your friends in raids.
Yeah,
a lot of new MMOs though put out games and make the 1 to top level harder to give them more time to develop end game content. So they have 3 months more before they have to put out enough end game content. But a lot of the times they calculate wrong on the time schedule, so a lot of people get to top level before they're ready with the ending.
But in relevance to gameplay and story, are they related? I would say that it depends on what kind of game it is. So, for example, World of Warcraft or other MMOs, you could probably make an MMO without any story at all. Really, if the gameplay is sufficient. And you can make games that are perfect gameplay-wise and have no story and still be a good game. But having a completely story-driven game with bad gameplay is difficult. Because at that point you probably have a visual novel, essentially, which can be good. But I think popularity and success are intertwined for story to actually include good gameplay.
Yeah, there are games that do sort of just do
story. Yeah,
that some people enjoy.
Yeah.
I generally don't, unless the gameplay has some mechanic that makes it interesting. But also, story, as you say, is not really necessary for all games.
No.
Say, for example, we talked about Satisfactory. That game has a story.
It does.
I've noticed some of it.
Oh yeah, the intro.
Yeah. And the entire reason why you're there, what you're doing,
But
what
that's
you're
not
building.
I wouldn't say that's a story. That's a setup.
But it's also an ongoing story throughout the game. So
true.
sort of like everything that you're building, all the milestones that you have, there are missions based on a story, based on what you're doing there. But
I would say you're grasping.
It's a very weak background story.
Yeah.
But that also shows that game doesn't need a story.
Yes.
That game is sort of, it's mechanic based. It's based on the gameplay, and it's extremely good game, and I love it as a person who prefers a good story game.
Same. I also enjoy Satisfactory for the same reasons that you said.
Yeah.
It's an exceptional, well, not exceptional, it's a very, very well-made gameplay-based game.
Yeah.
The story, I would say, is almost not there at all. But there exists a story, but I have barely noticed it.
Yeah, I'd say in conclusion, for me at least, that games with a good story need to also have an okay gameplay.
Yeah.
To be good, but a game doesn't need to have both to be a great game.
No.
But some of the best games out there for people like me
and me
need to have a combination of both.
Yeah, I would say yes. Kenneth?
No. My favorite games are sports games, and they don't have stories. Sports games are MOBAs, and they don't have stories.
Yeah, you're
they do have story.
They don't have a theme.
Who is Zlatan Ibrahimovic?
He's a football player.
Yeah, and you know him because
he's a famous football player.
Yeah, what's that called?
His origin,
background story,
origin identity.
Background story, it's called.
Origin identity.
And you say I'm grasping. Anyway, yeah. So you prefer just pure mechanics?
Yeah. Well, if I'm gonna play a game, like with the limited time I have, if I'm gonna play a game, I'm gonna be quick in, quick out, and I need a game, something to be played. So MOBAs, like going in, playing for half an hour, doing a game, and having an end to that game in that time frame, it's perfect games for me. And if I can stump on noobs, that's also always good.
I think that the fact that when I play a game that doesn't really have a story, that doesn't really engage in that manner, I always have an audiobook, which means that I still have the need for a story. It just doesn't need to be related to the game.
I do literally the same thing, but I do it with TV series and movies.
Yeah.
So yes.
So you both need a story, but you don't care about story.
No, that's not correct.
We care about the story. It just doesn't need to be related to the gameplay, the game we're playing.
So, as an example of Satisfactory, you can literally play it while watching a TV series, because you're gathering resources to build a specific building that you need to manufacture metal ingots from the ore you find from there and there. So you don't need to pay attention to any story to play it. So you can supplement the story with audiobooks, TV series, and movies.
And at that point, the game becomes more of a stress toy.
Yeah.
Sort of like the toys that you sort of sit and pop and squeeze.
Oh, fidget spinner. I
basically,
essentially.
So basically, the computer game becomes a fidget spinner.
Yep.
I love
while the
spinners.
audiobook is sort of or TV series is sort of the main action, even though.
Yeah. So it's the kind of game you play coming from work. You shut your brain off and you listen to something while occupying your hands with something else.
I started to watch TV series as well when I played. That was the time I played Smite, but I started to perform worse.
Yeah, you need to concentrate on MOBAs.
So I had to stop. I got my teammates complained about me not performing, so I had to stop to be in the team.
So the kind of games that you usually do TV series, movies, and audiobooks with are kind of the menial task type of games. The games that just you can play on autopilot. You can I can be having a conversation with you and playing it at the same time, and it won't really affect the conversation.
I think I talked about this earlier, but I tried to listen to audiobooks when I level up, and when Classic World of Warcraft came out, I tried to listen to audiobooks while leveling up a character there. I tried to listen to the Harry Potter books. But I could not remember a thing from the books. That
happens.
Because I don't only space out from the game and make that go on autopilot. I totally space out. So even the things on my ears don't.
For me,
Really?
it's if I don't need to focus on the gameplay. So if I'm not playing like Smite or something, I can watch a movie or listen to an audiobook or something like that.
Yeah.
But if I have a very interesting movie and the gameplay requires a little bit of concentration, I'm probably going to die repeatedly in the game.
The perfect sort of game for this, except for a small thing, is Minecraft.
Yes.
But the exception is boomers, creepers and stuff like that, because you can't hear them.
Well, you can, but this
Yeah.
this is an issue I had in World of Warcraft actually, which is World of Warcraft has no audio that interests me. So even while playing with other people, I turned the audio off for World of Warcraft and I put Spotify on. And they were like, why are you not listening to the cues from the boss? And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? There is no audio. Put the audio on. No.
Nice. Anyway, Kenneth.
Yes, sir.
I relinquished my duties to you. So, do you have a quiz for us?
I do indeed. Give me 2 seconds here. But before I do my quiz, I just want to ask you both a question.
No.
Åvar, do you know what your most played Steam game is?
Oh no. Oh no. I have no idea.
Sindre.
I suspect I know, but
Kerbal Space Program.
Okay, you know. Okay.
mine is probably Slay the Spire.
Okay. That's cool.
Incorrect?
I was just wondering.
Oh.
Okay, let's go on with the quiz. Question 1. No, wait. Buzzers. Åvar, buzzer. Okay, Sindre.
MMO.
Okay, that's cool. You need to be ready on your buzzers because these are easy questions. This is an easy quiz to try to fire it up. Okay, question 1. What is the name of the final course of all Mario Kart games? Åvar?
Rainbow Road.
Indeed it is. 1-0 to Åvar. Okay. Question 2. What was the first ever video game called? Åvar?
Pong.
Indeed it was. Ding, ding, ding. 2-0 to Åvar. Question 3. What is the highest grossing video game franchise of all time?
Wait,
MMO.
Franchise?
Sindre?
Call of Duty.
Nope.
Franchise.
Yes.
Ah!
Åvar?
Modern Warfare.
No. That's Call of Duty. Though.
MMO.
Yeah.
Warcraft.
No. This is an easy one. The highest grossing video game, yeah?
Is it Minecraft?
No.
What the hell?
Highest grossing video game franchise of all time.
MMO.
Yeah.
The Elder Scrolls.
Nope.
No, it wouldn't be that.
Come on, this is so easy.
Battlefield.
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah.
FIFA?
No.
God damn it.
This is so easy.
I have no idea. Tell us. Come on.
Okay, it's on GameCube. It's on Wii. Yeah. Oh,
Mario?
no.
MMO.
Sindre?
No.
It's on Game Boy.
MMO.
Oh.
Zelda.
No.
Pokemon.
Yeah, there you go.
But I will
Is-
not accept a point for that.
Oh, yeah.
No, you won't.
I was going to say Pokemon
Yeah.
when you said GameCube. No, when you started saying
Yeah, yeah.
Game
Nintendo
Boy.
stuff. But I was thinking Pokemon isn't on GameCube, but it is
It is.
It's
with
on
some weird
I played that game.
Stadium or
Pokemon
something.
Stadium.
Yeah, it's Stadium. Stadium. I played that game
I
many
don't-
years ago.
In my mind, that's not even Pokemon.
No, it's barely Pokemon.
Okay. Question 4. Be ready on your buses. This is going to be a quick one. What's the only attack in Slay the Spire whose upgrade lowers the cost and improves the damage?
Wait, what's the only attack in Slay the Spire that
Whose
on its upgrade lowers damage?
lowers the cost and improves the damage.
I don't remember the fucking names.
Let's just go back before the quiz. What was
so-
your most played game over?
Slay the Spire, but I
Okay,
don't
okay.
remember the names of the fucking attacks. Weakness?
No. It is
Just say, because I don't remember that. I can probably...
I haven't
So
played the
give me
game.
half a second. So is it one of the base attacks or one of the later attacks?
I don't know.
Lowers the cost. So I would say Body
And
Slam.
improves the damage.
I would say Body Slam, but
No, it's Blood for Blood.
oh, that one. I never used that one. It's garbage.
And question 5. What planet in Kerbal Space Program is closest to the sun? Or?
No, I didn't. Is it Venus?
No.
I don't fucking remember. It's
They have their own names for all the
Oh,
planets.
they have?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
Just remind again. What did you say your most played game was on Steam?
Kerbal Space
Okay,
Program.
In my defense, there are like 60 or 70 cards, individual cards.
True. What is your most played games?
In
Yeah,
my defense,
but-
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you want to hear the answer?
No,
No. Okay. It is not ELO,
I don't know.
and it's not Yule either.
No, okay, just give me the name. I don't remember.
It's Moho.
Okay, yeah.
Moho.
But I have to
I
say,
remember it when you say
it's
that.
mean of you to expect me to remember the name of something when I can barely remember the names of my friends.
True.
I can barely remember my name, so
Okay, but you said
I had to.
Åvar. I just want to talk a bit about this actually, because you said your most played game was,
Slay the Spire, I
Yeah.
said, probably.
and that is wrong.
It is? What is it?
Your most played game is, I don't know if I should reveal this to everyone out there.
do it.
It might be incorrect, but go ahead.
No, I have it right here. On this game, Slay the Spire is in second place.
It is?
You have
What the hell?
614 hours on record. And just to show everyone how much of a gamer and nerd Åvar is, on first place with 652 hours is Clicker Heroes.
Oh yeah, I left that on. Yeah.
That's a standard game you left. you
Actually, if you go, I'm just gonna say it away from Mike. If you check his Steam user, he will have that still.
Yeah.
It will be ridiculously.
But it is one
Did
of the...
Clicker Heroes show on mine at all?
No.
Because it should be up there as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
But
Because
it
I
goes
li-
away for some reason.
yeah,
on mine.
because I literally started it and left it and went to work and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
So-
same.
one of those games.
I,
But it says something about how much I've played Slay the Spire because it's very close.
Yeah.
yeah, I think Clicker Heroes has something that you can remove it from your library. And
I
I
should
did that,
probably
and
do
that's
that.
why it goes away from there.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
Because it's a free game.
Yeah.
Probably.
Åvar's top 5 is Clicker Heroes, that's Slay the Spire, and then Borderlands 2,
Mm-hmm.
then Elder Scrolls Skyrim,
Mm.
and then Godus.
Oh,
Godus,
Godus,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like
I
that
enjoyed
game
that
from
game.
the guy who made The Sims.
I don't remember who made it, but it's kind of black and white, the games. Kind of, but it's it has very high potential, but it kind of just meh. So
Same guy who made Spore, which is also
yeah.
very high potential, but
And do you want to hear Sindre's?
Yes,
top
very
5?
much.
I know I have Kerbal Space Program, Skyrim, and Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, that's the top 3, but Six Siege in front of Skyrim. So, as I usually call it, Kerbal Space Program at 1, Six Siege on 2, Skyrim 3, Factorio 4,
Hmm?
and Ark Survival
Oh, yeah.
on
Oh,
5.
no. I never played Ark. Well, if I did, I played like an hour.
Very varied style of games.
Should we have a small little quiz
Yes.
again?
Sure.
Because we have my top 5 as well.
Oh,
And can any of you name
Smite.
any
Not
of
Smite.
Smite.
my games on top 5
Smite.
of the Steam? Smite was not on Steam when I started playing it, so I did not play it.
Oh, you had
Steam.
it on Epic,
Yeah.
the other one. Yes, I know which one.
I feel like Football Manager or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
same. This is less a quiz. This is just more if we know you well enough.
In first place, Football Manager 2020. In
Mm.
second place is Football Manager 2012. In third place is Football Manager 2013. And in fifth place is Football Manager 2021. In fourth place is not Football Manager.
Cycling Manager.
It's Pro Cycling Manager 2018.
Yeah.
But to be fair,
Can I get 5 points for that one?
You're so little of a nerd.
but to be fair, just to actually have an excuse on that, my most played games are not on Steam. So my 3 most played games are
Like
Warcraft 3, Smite, and that Battle Right thing.
Yeah, Warcraft 3, Smite, and Bloodline Champions.
Oh,
are my 3 most played games.
Fair enough.
They're not on Steam, and they have more hours than either one of these on my top 5. That's my top 5.
Fair enough.
You know, my most played game on Steam is Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah.
It was not available on Steam when I started playing it.
Sure.
Where did you get it?
So I had
Good old games?
No, just their own launcher thing.
Okay.
It was a beta thing.
There was a period where everyone did that, tried their own launcher and stuff. It
wasn't really a launcher. It was just an .exe file, and you started playing the game.
Yeah,
like the way games were before Steam became a thing. And then they got it on Steam after at some point.
Yeah. But that was pretty fun when I tried to make a quiz about this. I wanted to have one question from each of your most played games.
It's a very good quiz, Kenneth.
Thank you. But when I saw your list over and saw Clicker Heroes, I was just like,
I need to go and do what Sindre said to delete it because I haven't played that in.
No, it's fine to have there, but making a question from it, I think.
No.
How many?
The Slay the Spire question was fair enough, but I don't remember names for things, so it's like.
True.
So my most played games, I think my most played game is Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
And then possibly Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. But also 3 games that you don't get sort of this kind of tracking for because it's not on Steam. One is a game called Sivony, or Evony, it was called later. It's sort of these city building browser games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And 2 mobile games. One I'm still playing today.
Rage Shadow Legends.
Rage Shadow Legends.
And I saw you just got a nice legendary.
I got 2 actually.
2? Yeah, you got the duplicate.
Yes.
Not duplicate.
I got the event 2 for 1.
Yeah. That's
so I was
awesome.
very lucky.
Yeah, I was hoping to get 1 too.
Mm-hmm.
Two.
Yes.
Rage Shadow Legends and also a game called Summoner's War.
Yeah, true. You played
I've heard about that one.
Which I played for a few years before that again on my cellular device.
The games, except Clicker Hero, that list is probably correct for me.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Well, Clicker Hero is there for a reason.
No, because I literally turned it on and then left it on while also playing other games.
Pretty sure you've been e-sporting playing that. Just
no.
clicking.
I have vague memories of having Clicker Hero in the background while also playing Counter-Strike with my friends. So it's just there.
It's one of those games that it's basically like I like to see it is more like what mobile games are now. Like Cookie Clicker as well on the computer. Just a game you did to either pass time, do when you're watching a show or something like that, or just. Clicker
Heroes and Cookie Clicker and those kind of games is literally trying to not be conscious while you wait for something.
Yeah. On that note, you know the PC games, big releases that are internet connected, they always have server issues, problems logging in and stuff like that. So there was just a mobile game release last week.
Immortal.
Which had the same problem. Diablo Immortal.
Is that released now?
Yeah,
it is. I haven't tried it. I'm not going to try it. I'm going to wait for Diablo 4.
For both PC and mobile. And
Wasn't that supposed to be only a mobile release?
Yeah. But it's basically just a mobile port to PC.
Yeah.
So
it's like playing Rage Shadow Legends on your computer.
And it has a few zooming problems. Anyway, it's supposedly shit on PC because it's so big.
Yeah,
because it's made for a small phone.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of empty space on the computer.
I downloaded it, I installed it, I opened it,
and then
moved,
you closed
I killed one creature, and then I closed it, and I haven't really had the time
or the
to
want.
Play it. Yeah, I haven't prioritized playing it. But it seems interesting.
I heard good reviews about the gameplay.
The gameplay is apparently very good. It has these auction houses and loot boxes and stuff like that that really ruins that kind of games for me, especially if it's not just cosmetics. But it seems like you have to, like Diablo's end games is always grinding for better and better gear.
Yes.
In this game, your chances of getting good gear is based on these gems that you get.
Not microtransactions?
And you can get,
I've heard about.
And you can get more gems by buying them.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm probably not going to play Diablo Immortal.
No, so I haven't seen any reviews. I haven't tested.
But is this one the where they had a trailer for Lilith?
I don't know. I haven't seen the trailers. But
The big demon lady with the.
I know who Lilith is. I just haven't seen the trailers.
Oh, okay.
So maybe. But it's a full proper Diablo game with probably a very good story. But just because I know the end game is going to be bad because of the microtransactions, I haven't really invested any time in it.
Probably I'm not going to play it.
What would you say about story on mobile games though? Is that important at all?
I would argue that mobile games are becoming more and more of a replacement for standardized gaming. We are far off from it being a replacement, but I think story will be more and more relevant.
I think the big problem with mobile gaming and stories in mobile gaming is that you 80 to 90% of the time when you're playing a mobile game can't or won't have sound on.
Yeah.
Which immediately ruins immersion.
Yeah.
Well, can't or won't, or you're an asshole.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm not an asshole.
Do you play?
No, neither am I.
You guys play mobile games in public?
Yeah, all the time.
It's called Raid Shadow Legends.
But not like I'm not at a bar with friends drinking.
No.
Mobile games. But say I'm sitting waiting for the bus, I'm waiting
on
for
the
the
train
airplane, I'm on the train.
I try to do it sometimes, but if I feel like someone can see my mobile, just quit. I don't want anyone seeing me play.
This also shows how little of a nerd you are.
Yeah, that's sort of the nerd
because
part.
I do not give a shit about that stuff anymore. It's like if you gave me the Harry Potter book, or if we were in the airport and I have nothing to do, my phone is dead, and you have the Harry Potter book. It's like, here is the Harry Potter book. Sweet, I'll read it, and I'll sit there and read the Harry Potter book.
I could read the Harry Potter book. That's not, but playing like
as an adult with the cover completely showing.
I can
now.
that I can do.
Really?
That's not.
So what's the problem with the mobile phone?
Well, mobile. I don't know. That's just the cringy.
Why is it cringy?
I don't know. It just is. I don't know. I feel like people judge me.
It's one of the most popular mediums for video game entertainment now.
But I'm like, if I'm sitting out in public and I'm playing a game, because I have a lot of games on my phone. I think like I have. I think I have like 4, at least 10 installed. So I play a lot of games on my mobile, a lot of shitty games. But if I play them in public, I always have like a newspaper with some sports story on. So if I see that someone can see my mobile, I just quickly switch from my game to my sports article.
Yeah, that shows that you're a different kind of breed than we are.
So I literally have 3 games on my phone, which is Burrito Bison, which is a toss character thing. And next one I have because my colleague played it, so I kind of had to. Candy Crush Soda.
Yeah, Candy Crush.
And I have Raid.
Yeah.
That's it.
But it doesn't mean I'm a different breed. It just means I'm a closet nerd instead of full-fledged nerd.
Fair.
I have at least 12 games on my phone at the moment. I'm only playing 2 or 3 of them. I started playing a game called Simple MMO, which is very interesting in the conversation we've had today because it really highlights how little story has to say in a game like that. Because it really makes fun of the sort of what happens every time you meet someone new, and it's just that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. So the entire story is sort of saying that I am irrelevant.
Yeah.
You don't care about me, so I'm just random. I'm shitty. I'm stupid. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So I think it's now been 3 weeks since we sat down in this very room and we played in the Court of Camelot.
The Court of Camelot.
Or as the game is called, Camelot the Court.
Yes.
Åvar, why don't you talk about the game?
Camelot the Court is a game of beastly backstabbing and subtle scheming set in the court of King Arthur. Tile-based knights in the Court of Camelot are maneuvered by players using action cards to move and manipulate your knights, opponents, and the court. Master the strategies of royal court. Challenge, scandalize, demote, and banish your opponent's knights while promoting your own through the ranks to the heady heights of senator, closest to King Arthur and Queen Guinevere. Whom shall be the top of Camelot, the court?
So, Kenneth, it's your turn this time.
To start off,
To start us off, what do you think about Camelot the Court?
I'm going to say what I think and give a rating, or just talk about
Let's just talk about
Yeah.
the game and then we'll all give a rating
yeah.
at the end.
it. The game was pretty fun. If you definitely like to backstab your friends and go after your friends while putting yourself up, it's pretty fun. It's everything the game's about. What looks at me pretty angry.
Yeah, it's all about backstabbing.
Yeah.
It's all about backstabbing.
It says on the cover that it's all about backstabbing. So it's what the game is about. I feel like the game lacked a lot of depth. It was a one and done game. I feel like it's not too much replayability in it, but it was fun for that first time.
It was fun, but you see, for my part at least, I saw a lot of flaws in the gameplay. Well, not flaws, but limitations. So, literally, the first round is just play as many characters as you can, which I didn't do if you watched the video, which you should. But you play as many of your courtly knights out as you can, flooding the board, thereby restricting your opponents from playing.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what you two did after my first round.
Yeah, so
and like getting a lot of move cards to get your knights to the top of the court can be so easily stopped or reversed by someone else just playing switch cards.
Yeah.
So it lacks depth, and it needs some balancing, I think.
Yeah.
And the worst thing about it is the luck needed, because it's so... I'm all fine with having luck in games. You need to draw the right things and stuff. But it's so punishing if you're unlucky.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't play that many rounds. It goes pretty quick.
Yeah.
And one of the rounds, I only picked move cards. I'm done for.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do.
Yeah.
It's over.
yeah, and it's also very punishing in the first round. And that's also like who starts the game. Especially with that game, I remember the rules had some rule about the eldest player starting or something.
I think so.
There's
And if you
now it was
follow-
some pink tights or something like that.
Yeah, anyway,
Yeah,
if
that
you
was the first
follow
one, but-
these rules every time, you're stuck with like the one person always,
Being first.
but also deciding what the game is going to be.
Yeah.
Because if you start that game, you get to decide a lot what's going to happen because you get to put out first.
Yes, but as Kenneth said, it depends entirely on what you draw. So
Yeah,
if
of
you,
course.
as the first player, get no move cards, you're fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Essentially.
or if you only get move cards, okay, I move everything.
No, but if you have the first round with only move cards, you can put knights out.
Yeah, you put knights out,
Yeah,
and
and
maybe
if-
you put your up.
No, you
if-
shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't. But if you put yours up, you're just gonna be put back. And if you don't get, if you only get move cards, the other guys are gonna put stuff in and actually score points. So you'll get behind anyways.
Anyway.
Yeah, so and my argument is balancing issues.
Yeah,
Needs of
and also
balancing.
when you get to the third and fourth player of the game, it's sort of limited what they can do.
Yeah.
So unless you have the right cards at that point, it's like, okay, your turn. That's all I can do.
Yeah, you can be sitting with like 3 cards in hand. That's just like, okay, I've got to end my
Essentially,
turn.
what I
That's-
did on round 3, I think, was essentially just I move this up, I place one new character, and I score 2 times.
Yeah.
Finished. I can't do anything else.
No, so you see, like cards cast and I can't do anything.
So it's an interesting theme. The game looks good.
Yes.
All of the character, I don't know how many character cards there were, but there were a lot of character cards and they were all distinct, which I really appreciate.
Only fun thing about that was the names, though. Like,
Yeah, the names I liked.
even like the stats on the cards. Why wasn't just everyone won once?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
No.
So it was fun game. I had fun while I played it.
Yeah, same.
But it lacks on every point.
Not completely every point, but most points. Yeah. And the story in that game, as far as it exists, is only in the names of the cards you have.
Yeah.
The pieces you have, I mean.
Indeed.
So one of them was like Sir Ham something.
Sir Fool around or something like that, yeah.
So the name, I like the names, but the story is irrelevant. It could be Avalon the court or Stavanger the court.
Yeah,
it doesn't
go up ladder.
Yeah. It has no relevance for the game.
Yeah.
So the best thing about the game was actually the writing on the cover. The backside cover, they have a writing
yes,
that's
what
that
was excellent.
Pretty funny.
Yes.
And that kind of put the game a bit up for me. But after that, when you open the box, it's just going downhill.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like a car with no engine.
Yeah.
So how would you rate the game?
I would put it squarely on a 5.
So it's not Monopoly bad.
It's okay. It's okay.
So, Sindre?
I would actually go as far as say it's not recommended.
Which is
4. I'd say if someone comes to me and they ask, should I play this game? Should I buy this game? I would say, no, don't do it. It's a one and done.
Yeah, so 4 is not recommended and 3 is?
3 is will not play again.
Which is also true, but I'm
there.
For my part, I'll give it a 3.5 because I'm very, very, very probably never going to play it again.
If you guys ask me, can we play this game one more time just to try it? I'd say yes.
Yeah, fair. I will give it another chance.
Will
but
Not Play
based
Again
on...
is a game that you no matter what, you
okay,
would never
so
play.
I'll give it a 4 then.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 4.
Okay. The reason I give it a 5 is I will probably not play it again. I will probably not recommend it. But if someone asked me about it, I would say, nah, it's okay. If you want some quick fun for one time or two, you can play it. It's okay. But so maybe it's more of a 4.5, but I will put it's okay.
That's why I give it a 4, because if someone asked me, have you tried Camelot the Court? Yes. Should we play it? If you want to.
Yeah.
So it's like, But it might be better on the second playthrough. So I'll give it a 4.
Yeah. So you're on 4, Sindre's a 4, and I'm a 5. So I'm giving it an average of 4.3.
Yeah, sounds about right. Is that the worst game we played
That's
so
the
far?
worst game we have now. It's just below the great city of Rome.
To be fair, we have played quite a lot of fairly good games, actually.
Yeah. So, talking about good games we're going to play, what are we going to play next week?
Are you ready to...
Is it something good?
Spin the wheel.
Spin it.
Spin it.
What was the game you said all the time?
Nemesis.
No, not Nemesis.
Nemesis.
No.
Oh, and it's Pandemic.
Pandemic.
That's-
Have you guys played Pandemic?
No.
I
have
watched
not.
it. I haven't played it.
I probably played it with you and Oyan one time.
Yeah,
because you love it.
Yeah.
But
I've played a lot of Pandemic. I believe it's my game we're going to play. And I've also played Pandemic Legacy, which is awesome.
It's starting to not be a relevant game anymore.
Well,
it was relevant for
before the pandemic. It was very relevant.
It's actually starting to become more and more
because of the pandemic.
Because of the new pandemic on the way.
What new pandemic?
The monkey virus.
But that's on the way out.
No,
already.
it's the monkey influenza.
Monkeypox.
Monkey
something. Which is on the way in.
Yes.
And on the way out. Like they thought they had a lot of cases and then they confirmed one case and
in Norway.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's the thing about pandemic. It's sort of like disease is spreading and maybe becoming pandemics.
Yeah.
They're not pandemics in the start.
No. Yeah, true.
So let's see if we are as good as the Norwegian government at fighting pandemics.
So if monkeypox does not become a pandemic, it's because we saved it in the game Pandemic?
Yep.
Okay. Let's put the world on our shoulders, boys.
It's up to us. And you guys get to see that in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Hey, that's it, boys.
I think that's
all
it for
now.
Yes.
Thank you all for watching or listening. please leave a like below if you enjoy what we're doing here and subscribe to our channel. Have a nice evening. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.